And here we have this Sanitaire bagless one. I can't remember what they call it. I know the Bissell version was called a Pro Cup, which I was given a Pro Cup, but I gave that to my friend Josh because he had expressed some curiosity about it. Plus, you know, it's like I already had so many other vacuums. It's like, take it. And eventually he did. But this is you know, it was sold at Walmart, you know, for like probably that same $29-$39 range. But I can see that they incorporated what they call the helix design into here, which are these little fins on the inside of the cup. And, you know, they're just meant to keep the swirling debris spinning downwards. And one thing I did find a little bit interesting is the shroud up here. So I remember them moving away from this design, because this is what they had, and then they moved to one that was more of a standard perforated design instead of having the fins. So I don't know why they would have went back to the I don't know why they would have went back to that design. Maybe the perforated ones just weren't working that well. And then we have this two-stage filter down here. It's just a piece of foam on the outside, and then it's just a pleated filter underneath. They claim they're washable, but I mean, it's always kind of hard to get all the moisture out of a filter like that. And just like the other one, I mean, there is some dirt in here yet, but it's not as terrible as it looks on the camera. But I mean, we have that kind of cloudiness here that just doesn't seem to go away. Must be something with the body design. But this one is a little bit more like its domestic counterpart, because unlike the bagged version, we don't have a detachable cord. So, I mean, this cord's just built onto the machine, as to where the other ones have a pigtail with an extension cord on it, basically. And they still retain the step-on power switch for these. And the bagged ones have a power switch that's on the body. Now, one thing they did change going from Bissell to Sanitaire is they put metal handles on the Sanitaire models. I don't know if that makes that big of a difference. Well, I mean, I suppose it might look a little bit more professional, but whatever. And then we can see it's rated for 8 amps, and I believe the Pro Cup model is also rated for 8 amps. Now, I have asked Josh that when he gets around to opening his up to send me a photo of the motor in here, because I don't know, it's like, you know, Bissell could have put different motors into, you know, the Bissell versus the Sanitaire ones, kind of to differentiate them. Although it wouldn't make a lot of sense for them to do so, but it's like they could have, so I wanted to make sure. And then the motor in here, it more resembles like an Amtech motor, just in the way it's built. The other ones resembled kind of a Panasonic-style motor. These ones resemble an Amtech, although I could not decipher who made this either. It definitely wasn't an Amtech. There wasn't an Amtech number on there or anything with their name on it, so yeah, I have no idea. And there's our brush roll, pretty much same thing as the domestic models, plastic, and I forgot to mention this in the last one, but they put metal shielded ball bearings in these brush rolls. Brush rolls really should have rubber sealed ones. They tend to last a little bit longer because they keep the debris out of them. And just like the bagged models, we do have that same suction relief valve in here. Once again, you can see the holes for it right behind that hose there. And it was the exact same problem with this. You know, it's like you had a bunch of stuff that was jammed in those holes. You even had debris that was, you know, stuck between the halves of the housing here. So, you know, that's not a great look. It's like they really should have put a stronger spring in those things at very least, so they weren't opening up so early. Now, this one, I think the belt was just broken on it. I don't really think there was any other major issues. I can't remember what the filter looked like, because the big green Pro Cup didn't have a filter, so I just took the one out of here and gave it to Josh. It's like, I'll just get some new filters for it. But yeah, I think I've kind of gone on long enough about it, so why don't we just get to the testing aspect of this. Okay, so here's our ambient voltage. Oh yeah, and another change between the two of them is that, you know, this hose doesn't have the wand on board, so it's like you have to bend all the way down to go get it. Kind of a pain. And you don't have the elbow in here either, which is both a good and a bad thing, because as you can see, it's kind of developing a slant to it. That was pretty common for these styles of hoses. They just, from sitting in one position for so long, they develop this natural bend, and over time it just gets worse and worse until it's kind of creating a choke point in them. So, I mean, I suppose for as much trouble as that elbow can be, I think I would rather have it, just because, you know, it's kind of killing itself. And I don't think we're going to be able to get a suction reading here either, because there is a gap between the body and the dust cup itself, so that's not really doable. I can try the doesn't really fit. Okay, we're just going to go from the hose then. Alright, hose is on, straightened out. Oop. Well, I'm actually a little bit surprised that this has more airflow than the bagged counterpart. That's usually not the case. I also hope I didn't dirty this thing up too much, because I don't want to have to do a bunch of re-cleaning on it. There's definitely some stuff that got through there. This Cyclone design was never very efficient, in my opinion. It's like that filter just got so dirty so quickly. So although, you know, it does have stronger specs starting out, I suspect that this design is probably going to lose its flow a little bit faster. And of course, having that sensitive suction relief valve is going to be really detrimental to it too. Yeah, once again, I think you know, the domestic Bissells they were based off of were better, because I don't believe they had that valve, and I, again, think they had a bigger diameter motor in them versus these. So, again, I don't recommend these. I would definitely look into spending more and getting something a little bit more substantial. I mean, if you just had like a rug or two to do, I mean, that would be fine. But I mean, if you got a bunch of space to cover, I would definitely seek out something else. That's just my 2 cents, but